Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to The Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Jim Rosati, and we got a special guest. We got Jarrod Parker on the show. What's up,
What's up,
everyone?
guys? What's up?
What's up, Jarrod? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you guys having me. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really appreciate you coming on. Talk some baseball, talk some NFTs. How about
Seems
that?
like all that's life right now, right? That's it. Isn't that the only thing in season? That's
Basically.
it.
I mean, it was for like 6 months. I'll put it that way. Since last October.
Yeah, no doubt. So
Yeah,
excited. I
it's
think
like
baseball season. Whew.
yeah,
Right.
exciting to like actually have baseball to talk about. Because we went so long with just speculating about CBA and back and forth, and that's no fun to talk about. So it's actually fun to talk about players who are excited to see what's going on. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like Jim said, it was like forever we're just talking and speculating about baseball. And in the meantime, like doing this show, we're just talking and speculating about candy because there's nothing like dropping in that sense too. So seriously, like since October 25th, right? I mean, you figure like the World Series, the candy drop. Since then, it's just been nothing but like thinking what's going to happen in the future and talking about nothing in the present. So we have baseball back, right? The season's going to start April 7th. Candy's announced their MLB drop on April 12th. So it's like things are actually happening. This is like a really fun time.
No, I think we all felt like we were lawyers during the CBA negotiations and speculations. We were like, oh, this is what they're bargaining, and we have zero clue. But they
Right.
got it done, so that's all that matters.
Yes, they did.
I think that's the important thing. Like, if you would have asked me at the end of last season, I felt like they were so far apart, and like both sides, like the players were so dug in. I was like, man, we're gonna miss games because I don't know if anybody's gonna budge, but they got it done. So kudos to both sides for getting it done. I'm pretty happy that we delayed the season a week, but we're not actually gonna be missing any games. So good stuff all around for everybody.
Yeah, and like not to get too deep because we definitely don't want to get too deep in the CBA. It's long gone. It's in the past. We're moving forward. But like you as a player, like what was your, I don't know, what's your thoughts about going through that process and like not knowing when baseball is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always like kind of muffled, and everybody's, we're part of the union and it's discussed, and we always kind of are informed on it. But I couldn't imagine being an active player right now and sitting there kind of like, you're almost like following the news too. You're like a stock market broker. You're watching it by the hour, by the minute, waiting for it to end, and then it's like, boom,
Yeah.
see you tomorrow, camp. So it'd have been a challenge, I think, but seems like everybody's ready to go and came out pretty solid and prepared. We'll see how everybody hangs in there all season.
Right.
So you're obviously a baseball fan too, right? We were just talking, right? The Reds game just came on. So you've got that turned on. So I mean, now that baseball's starting up, who are some guys that you like watching? Who are you looking forward to? Do you have a favorite team? Like when you were growing up, did you have a favorite team? I know it probably changes like when you become a player, but like what's that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think once you go through the whole player side of it, you start to have favorite players and favorite friends and guys that you played
Mhm.
against that you like to watch, and I think that kind of becomes where you become a fan of each and every individual player versus kind of sometimes getting skewed towards following the whole team and getting drug, and you guys know how being a fan can be sometimes. It's a
Yeah.
lifestyle. But I actually grew up a White Sox fan, so I'm like big hurt Frank Thomas, Ozzie Guillen, every day coming
Nice.
home from school here in WGN is, my grandpa raised me right, so I was able to jump on the baseball bandwagon, from the time I think remember walking. We were a baseball family. I got an older brother that's coaching college ball, South Carolina. So we're all in as a family with ball. So I think, just as it gets going, we're college baseball, pro ball now. So we have such wide variety of, people and players and teams to root for. It's gotten pretty fun.
Yeah, fun fact. So obviously Jim and I, being from the Pittsburgh area, Pirates fans, my first hat was actually a White Sox hat. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, Not that it might have been like the fashion statement back
Was
then.
it was like an NWA reference back? Like,
No, not at all. Had nothing to do with maybe like Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, but yeah.
I mean,
and
the
here I am
uniforms
as a little
are
kid too. Like,
yeah,
I didn't know
the
that
uniforms
at
are
all, but
definitely clean. Like especially when they came out with the hometown whatever last year, like the south side with the black and the white pinstripes. Those are pretty sick.
anything but like a Cubs jersey, I'm good with growing up as a Sox fan. So y'all probably love that too. So we're all good right now.
Where's Muntner at? Muntner's the Cubs fan.
Well, what's kind of funny too, like we'll get into, like you mentioned too, about fallen players and such, and this kind of goes into, like you asked who we're looking forward to this year in the candy drop and such. And I mean, like, what fun players on the White Sox right now? I mean, how do you not want pretty much every single person in that lineup in a candy pack?
I think that's what they were just talking about before this game, is like how they think that AL Chicago lineup is probably from top to bottom one of the best. I mean, you get overlooked, like Tim Anderson. We're not even looking at that right now. You got Abreu, guys that are just consistently great year in, year out, and I think it's time. I hope. I'm hoping for the Sox on the south side to push, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun watch.
Yeah, I mean, the talent's there. I mean, the team's stacked. I mean, it's like all young talent, but then you also have like your veterans like Jose Abreu, and Tim Anderson's been around for a while. So yeah, I mean, they're definitely one of the more fun teams to watch. Yeah, I mean, Grandal's a little bit older, but like then you got like Eloy. Moncada still is only 26. Like he's still super young, but it feels like he's been around forever. Lou Bob, yeah, I mean it's a fun team. Then you got like Vaughn coming up. Yeah, they're a good team to watch.
Right.
It's interesting that La Russa's there. Like of all the managers in baseball, you would be like, wait, that doesn't fit.
It did not make any sense at all. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're close. You're growing up as a fan. I mean, what was your take on it? Like, do you think it's working?
I don't know. We'll have to revisit that one after the season. You know how that leash can be. But yeah, we might pull it a little closer by the end of the year. But I hope it works. I didn't, been a kind of a part of both sides of that new age, old school, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So we'll see. Yeah.
Was La Russa around in Arizona when you were there? Was that too early?
I think he was doing some of the exec stuff when I was with Arizona in 2007. I was with Arizona from 2007 to the offseason of 2010. So he was there. Josh Burns was up in the front office. AJ Hinch was around. Depota. There's a lot of guys that are still in that exec chair out west.
Right.
Yeah, I knew he had that like time frame where he was like the baseball ops guy or something like that, or a special assistant for Arizona, and that's when like Dansby Swanson got traded for Shelby Miller, and like all kinds of crazy stuff started happening.
But that's like 8 years ago, and then he became a manager like a year ago. You're thinking like, where did he come from? Like, where'd the resume come from? Like out of nowhere. Like, here you go. I'm in. I want this job. Put me on.
That's the thing too, right? It's like, don't you just want to like kind of just chill right now and just like hang out, watch baseball? Like now you're back in the game, and like there's nothing funny. I swear, like right now, like the only image I ever have of Tony La Russa, right? If he didn't come back to managing, I wouldn't have this. But like the only image I have now is him like running towards the home plate.
Yeah.
That waddle he had.
Well, it was like Girardi just did the same thing too. Like Girardi was out for a while doing he was on MLB Network or ESPN, and now he's back. So I guess some of those guys just they leave and then they gotta go back.
I mean, he's not like old, Like, Girardi, I could see like running to a degree,
still exercising,
right? But anyway.
So White Sox fan growing up, we talked a little bit about like who we're looking forward to, in this coming candy drop, who don't have anything in the previous All-Star drop. So kind of, you mentioned, as a player, you get to like players and watch players. So like who are you most looking forward to in that? Who you most looking forward to this season?
I think there's a lot of new, it's crazy. It's like we're gonna see the entire 40 man of each organization close to. We're gonna see a lot of guys that we're excited about, and in new jerseys. I think the league has changed so much, and shoot, you're gonna see a Verlander, like, the guy comes after his Tommy John. He's probably gonna compete for that Cy Young. There's never been a year where he's not, a dude. So I think having, him in the set again, I think there's just guys that are going to be back. We want the Wanders. We always want the shows, the acronym. We want the Vladdies, the Otani, the TTAs. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
But what do you think? What are you guys looking forward to? Who?
So, definitely Wander. Like, just following him throughout the minors. What kind of got me into the Candy NFT space was, I'm a huge baseball card collector, right? So like I've been collecting Wander baseball cards for, a couple of years now. So, being able to finally see him now that he's solidly entrenched to starting shortstop. I mean, he had an incredible rookie year last year. Just didn't really get the playing time to kind of win Rookie of the Year. But so yeah, definitely looking forward to him. Some other guys who like don't have anything yet with Candy, like Jazz Chisholm for the Marlins. Someone who's super fun to watch. That doesn't have anything out yet. Gosh, there's so many. Just the young guys from last year. Dylan Carlson for the Cardinals. Looking to the White Sox, Luis Robert doesn't have anything yet. I feel like last year was a solid rookie core. It probably wasn't as good as like the 2020 rookie core, like with Bichette and Jordan. And Jordan's another one, doesn't have anything. So dude just mashes. Pete Alonso, right? So there's so many guys who don't have anything out right now. That'll be fun to start collecting.
Yeah. Well, since Jim named everybody in the MLB,
I'm just gonna keep naming people, right?
Yeah, it's like, honestly, with me, the players who haven't been in it, like Wander, everyone wants Wander, and right, as like the local, the Pirates, we want O'Neill Cruz. I'm a huge, Juan Soto guy. Jim, of course, a big Tatis guy, but Tatis going to be out for a few months, so sucks for you, Jim. My guy's playing this year.
It does suck.
Man, I know. I really like that Padres look before Tatis came into camp. I was like, dang. And I'm like, with my heart, Bob Melvin's there, my manager from Oakland. So I'm like, let's go put them together. And,
Right.
Bob's like one of the greatest humans I've ever been around. So he'll be all right. They'll be all right. That's something that he's good at weathering the storm. And shoot, he was a manager in Oakland, made the playoffs. He'll be all right.
Yeah. And like you talk about like that team, how fun it is. Like you look at that pitching staff too, and you can imagine only getting better this year. Like with you there, with the Snell, and then Clevenger coming back. That's a guy also too, like you kind of forget about, like Clevenger's on that team. He's coming back this year. So like that squad could be really, really nasty. And then Tatis goes down. The good thing is if they weather out the storm for a bit, hopefully he comes back and they're all there intact. But yeah, it's a long time to be out.
Yeah, Padres, I at least give them tons of credit. Like they became a super fun team to watch just because like they actually like went for it, right? So that's what I can appreciate about them. Like they just kind of went all out. They were like, hey, we've got Machado, we've got Tatis now. Like let's go for it. Like we aren't gonna have these guys forever, right? Tatis is gonna be there a while, Machado is gonna be there a while, but like while they're there, compete, like make something happen. Jake's in the chat too, or Jake's a Reds fan, which the Reds just kind of did the opposite of the Padres. They just gave everybody away. But there are some exciting people for the Reds. So he brings up Jonathan India, Tyler Stevenson. So those are a couple. Jonathan India doesn't have anything with Candy yet, so that'll be a fun
Rookie of the Year. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like how cool it'll be to see some of the uncuts turn over into
right,
that possible Rookie of the Year. Everyday household names. And that's the beautiful part about prospects. They could be the greatest player until they get tested. So they're prospects until prospects. So that'd be the fun part about seeing that kind of grow.
That's a good point you make. I mean, Jim and I both actually have the prospect set completed. So, right, I didn't think about that aspect. Like seeing those guys have actual icon moments, upcoming this year. And right, maybe you're sitting on the rookie of the year. Now you have the uncut, diamond, and you have this icon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it brings us back to that old, like Jim said, the card collecting days where we're like, man, I got the prospect card. Oh, yep, got that rookie. Match them up. It's just like you start to really like learn a lot about players, and you just start to follow them, and it just becomes like a crazy expensive hobby, but we love it.
That's true. Yeah. Especially now if you do both. If you do both cards and NFTs, it's like, oh gosh.
Right. I know, I gotta like hide. My wife comes out and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, just
Right.
nothing.
Well, as long as you keep telling the wife that you're breaking even.
Right.
Yeah.
Even on the big wins, it's just I broke even.
Yep. Yeah, I learned that when I pulled a rare Tatis from the All-Star packs. I made the mistake of telling my wife how much it was going for, and people were like, "No, you can't say that," because then she's like, "You're gonna sell it, right?" I was like, "No, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm keeping it forever." She's like,
my wife would be the one over my shoulder seeing the dollar amounts in the marketplace. Down. You didn't buy all those. Did you? Like, down. I'm like, no, they're for sale. They're all for sale. Like,
right. Yeah, Warren Jim. I mean, I got another friend. He might be in the chat right now. I don't know, but he got into the NFT game just maybe like a month, like I guess end of November, I'd say. And like right away, he hit pretty big onto something. And of course, he had to tell the wife, and we were all like, no, you should not. At least, like you said, like a modest amount. He told her. She got like a whole new kitchen set. So
planned out,
right?
Planned, right?
It's like, oh, you made how much? New fridge, new stove, right.
But I mean, that's part of it. I mean, I know some people have, even with candy. Like I had somebody, tell me who he bought a pack, he never opened it, and when the marketplace opened up, he sold it for $1,200 or whatever, and he like messaged me on Facebook actually and was like, "Hey, just wanted to thank you for telling me about this. Like this was huge. Like I was able to do a lot of stuff with that." So there's going to be people who do it for collecting. There's going to be people who do it to make money. I mean, you need a little bit of both for it to succeed. So whatever works.
Yeah, it's a thrill. We love the thrill. I think the collecting and the turning, we're in.
Right. And like, so you talk about some other people collecting too. Like me, I don't know. Like I never really grew up per se as like the collector. Like I collected baseball cards when I was younger, and I transitioned to like basketball cards. But like I think once I hit like 7th grade, I pretty much stopped. So I didn't really like have that in my blood, like collecting. Now I'm into NFT stuff, NBA Top Shot candy now. So like for me, I don't know if I have like that. I want this type of player. I'm gonna collect these type of players, but just everyone in general. Like I just want to like mass collect, if that makes sense. And of course, we talk about possible utility. Who knows how they're going to do like maybe a fantasy aspect of it or whatever. So like that's kind of my mindset. My mind is just like I want to gather anyone and everybody for the most part.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think there's any like wrong at this point where we're at. I think we're
right.
having we can say what we want, but I agree. I'm not like chasing, but I've been happy with all my pulls and opens and where we're at with it, and being in the game early, and also just like you mentioned, Jim, the guy thanking you. That's the cool part about this whole community is like people get closer than they ever expected they could to each other, and shoot, I'm not the most outgoing or communicative person, so it's helped to kind of grow my interest back in it, learning to shoot Web3 NFT. Like we're crazy into this whole new era of tech.
And that's something I kind of wanted to ask you about was like, what got you into, I guess, NFTs in the first place? And then also candy, like what got you into this stuff?
I mean, I think it's like everybody kind of the Bitcoin, that early crypto run and involvement, and just kind of following the community. And I actually had a friend that tipped me off to the WSB line early on in on Nifty Gateway, and I just bought and held and kind of listened and quizzed him a lot on it, and just did as much research as I could. It was it's so interesting, and I think it's like it's almost boundless to the point where we're still growing it. And I think the whole sports and baseball side captured me without a doubt. Like that's easy, being involved in projects that are helping the community, that are giving back, like possible utilities. Just the perspective of it is it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I feel like everyone, it's always like I had a friend. It's like literally how it is, right? Everyone's like, well, I had this friend and he told me about XYZ, right? I mean, that's how it was with me. I've joked about, we talked about, like, it was a top NBA Top Shot, honestly. Like the whole crypto thing, like, yeah, I bought and sold, some stuff or whatever, nothing major, but it wasn't until like you're seeing these things on Twitter or whatever, and you're just like laughing. Like I downloaded that the other day, and like why are you spending thousands of dollars on this stuff? It's dumb, it's stupid, right? Like making fun of it until my one friend was like, you probably should get into this stuff. And I'm like, you're an idiot, right? And then like he's telling you more and more about it, and got my eyes open. All right, let me sign up for this beta and try to get into it. And I finally got in, and like, yeah, just haven't turned back since. It's like once you, like you said, like the research part, like once you stop making fun of it and like take it for what it is, right? It kind of catches your mind, piques your interest, and you're looking into it, and you're like, wow, like this is incredible. And I feel like you're saying, like the endless opportunities it presents, like the utility, and we're so early, we're not even touching like what this is probably gonna look like in 5 years. It's gonna be completely different.
I just bought my wife an Oculus, and I can barely get her out of that metaverse at some point. So I'm really hoping I can display some of these things on the Oculus for her to see at some point. Like, hey man, look at that one. And she's like, that'd be the sales pitch right there. Seeing the Candy Digital inside the Oculus, and she'll be putting them for sale without me knowing.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I've got one, but like I don't use it that often, just because I feel like they're just, the actual things you can do with it hasn't really caught up with the technology yet. Like the technology is there for so much stuff, and I'm waiting for baseball to really utilize virtual reality, because like I'm sure you sat down like courtside and watched basketball games on that thing. I guess
I haven't, but I mean I know the technology, and I think there's a product that's out. It's called Win Reality, where a lot of colleges use it, and they attach the sticks onto their bat, and they can track and see live and scout guys. And yeah, it'll be there. I mean, I think the fact of once like you said, it gets caught up to the technology, or it's curated to work every time.
Because I feel like it would be pretty cool. Like you could just set up virtual reality cameras all around the field, and you could basically be like sitting front row at a baseball game. Because like I said, the NBA product is pretty cool. They do like one game a week where you can watch it, and like it's like you're sitting half court, first row. It's pretty neat.
And like you're saying, all the different spots. I mean, you gotta get the umpire cam going too, right? You gotta get that view. Oh wait, there'll be robots in a second. If you never mind, so we'll have, I guess, the catcher.
Slippery slope. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man, I feel like we talked to you about that for like 3 hours.
Right. I actually said that today too. I work with a lot of youth baseball, and we had a parent that was talking about good umpire, and I said, wait, no such thing as a good umpire. It's just like we're gonna always fight that. Like, Angel Hernandez, human nature.
Yeah, well,
I think, I mean, we won't really go into the rule changes too much. I mean, I guess the one thing, I mean, you were a pitcher, so the universal DH is now a thing. I mean, what would your thoughts be on that? And because I know a lot of National League pitchers are kind of sad, right? But maybe in the back of their mind, they're like, it's nice to not have to do this anymore.
Yeah, they're sad. Like how the center likes to bring the ball up and play like the point guard. That's how they're sad. But I mean, I had come up with Arizona, and did the whole minor league hit and pitch and stuff, and it's exhausting. So I think when you get to a point, and I fortunate to play in the American League, where I just felt like there's a difference. You're facing 9 hitters versus 8. Shoot, it's just a more challenging league in my mind, that when you add the DH, and I think you just kind of bring, maybe everybody wants to see bop it and more homers. So we're going to see that at the DH when we're completely eliminating small ball and the ability to play catch and some of that simple stuff. But hey, we're going to have some big dudes hitting bombs for a long time.
Right, right. I mean, like, at least the positive thing is this started after the Bartolo era. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, so
I'd
we
have
got
been pissed off if Bartolo was still in the league.
Team 8 of the year.
That's true. We got to see him hit a few times, so that was good.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's one of the rule changes. I think that's really the only like thing changing this year, though. Like the other stuff is probably down the road. I don't think anything else was really in effect this year.
Yeah, I can't see the shift. I mean, I don't know how it got approved to start, but I can't see that sticking. For some reason, I just don't see it sticking. I mean, I don't know how can we rewrite legislation and go do it all over again, but I just feel like that was a hard accept on the player side.
Right. So, upcoming season, right? It's about, actually, how long is it? Is it now 8 days, 9, 10? I don't remember.
It's like 10 days.
Anyways, 10 days. So we're all talking predictions, right? So let's go ahead and I know you've said yours a little bit in the Candy Discord. So what's your World Series prediction this year?
Can't remember what I said in the Discord, but I know San Diego, and now I'm going with the White Sox just because that's where my heart is. I mean, shoot, that's a like, you know, you don't bet with your heart, but you're happy because you don't bet, and you always win. So that's where I'm at with that.
Must be
it's a
nice.
good pick. I mean, they've got as good a shot of anybody. Like I said, I think the pitching is going to be the thing. Like the pitching needs to be there. Like losing Rodon hurts, you know, but the lineup is good. Lineup's going to be fun.
Right. Yeah, like you can't go wrong with those two. Like we talked about Tatis injury kind of hurts. But you also talk about fun though too. I mean, like the Toronto Blue Jays are pretty damn fun. And they've also added on to that pitch. Like that's like last year, I feel like the Blue Jays we're talking about the White Sox right now. Like the lineup was there, but you know, really where's the pitching? And they've added to it right now. And hey, Kikuchi gang now. Oh wait, no, my bad. Wait, yeah, right?
For Toronto, yeah, that's where he went.
Yeah. I just had a mind brain freeze. Yeah, so like Kikuchi's over there, so I know Candy Discord is really happy about that for many people. So, but right, like the Blue Jays, I mean, look at that lineup, then you look at the arms there. I'm kind of excited about the Blue Jays too. But if it go down to the White Sox and Blue Jays to find out who's going to the World Series, like that's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, and none of us want to honor the Dodgers, so we're just sitting here like outcasting the $500 million payroll. Like they don't exist. Like they don't exist. The coasts don't exist.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, well, the AL East in general is going to be just brutal. Like the Yankees, honestly, right now are looking like the 4th place New York Yankees, just based off of what else has gone on in that division. But yeah, the Dodgers, goodness gracious, that lineup, it's ridiculous. I mean, every single one of those players is an all-star. You know, Will Smith hasn't made one yet, but he's definitely going to. If not this year, then, you know, very, very soon. So yeah, that lineup's insane. That pitching staff's insane. Just the depth of that whole entire roster is kind of crazy.
Touchy subject there with Will Smith. Hashtag Will Smith and go viral.
I know, yeah. Well,
right?
Yeah,
this
this
birthday,
crazy Will Smith stuff. Yeah,
amazing
with Will Smith last night. With the Will Smith, the pitcher. Did you see his tweets where he was like, he kept getting he kept getting mistaken for like the Will Smith. Yeah, God. And then like, who was it? Someone dubbed over, like when Will Smith homered off of Will Smith. Somebody was like, "Oh, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me," while he was hitting the home run.
Yeah, I mean that was just a crazy night, and everyone's talking. I didn't realize today was his birthday, but everyone's, I mean, of course, like joking because of the Will Smith. And then today the Dodgers go, "Happy birthday!" I was like, "Oh my god!" Like the universe works and like perfectly at all times.
Yeah,
just excellent. Yeah,
yeah. But no, like that lineup is crazy too. Like we're talking about these fun lineups, and you're right. Like we just kind of want to ignore the Dodgers because, damn it, you know. But there's what? So they have, was it 3 MVPs in the last 4 years in that lineup now? not. I mean,
yeah.
Which sadly is Bellinger's probably the biggest hole in that lineup.
I mean, Bellinger's the worst player on the team. Like Cody Bellinger
Yeah.
is probably the worst player on the team. Yeah.
He mentioned today he was getting his punchies out of the way early, so getting them done in spring training, get them out. It's an interesting tactic.
Good to
I like
hear.
it.
He was getting them out all during last regular season too. So
Yeah,
but
everyone
then he
in
hit-
the NL is grabbing left-handed pitchers off the free agent market right now. Can anyone with a left arm get these lefties out?
yeah.
Right.
But no, I'm looking at this lineup and yeah, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane.
What do
Mookie
you
Betts,
feel like a
Freddie
downgrade
Freeman.
of? How big a downgrade is it in Atlanta losing Freeman, adding Olsen? I mean, is it huge margin or?
I mean, it's close to a wash, I feel. Close as you're going to get.
I mean, I think it's probably about a wash for now, but like you think
Right.
of just like from an age standpoint, like Olsen's what 5-6 years younger, and then they locked him up long term. I mean, you hate to see somebody like Freeman, like if like as a fan, like if you're a Braves fan, like Freddie Freeman's someone that like you want him to be a Brave forever, right? So that kind of sucks. But like you got to be happy that you locked up Matt Olson and you've got him now for the next 8 years. Acuna's there for the next 8 years. Albies is there for the next 8 years. Like
Who else? They have Sorkin, or who's the righty that missed all
Yeah.
of it last year?
Soroka, yep, he's back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Soroka. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's healthy. I mean, shoot.
yeah, I mean the Braves are the NL East is another. Like I mean, the NL Central I feel like is the only like bad division. Like the
It's all
NL
the
Central,
Centrals.
it's just
It's
not
just the
good.
Centrals, right? Like even the
Yeah, I mean,
AL isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the White Sox are probably head and shoulders better than anybody. You know, Minnesota
Right.
it definitely made some moves, but like, did they catch
Cleveland's
up to
not
the
really
White Sox?
doing anything.
Cleveland's do nothing. Minnesota, like I said, they're trying, but they're not catching up to the White Sox. I don't think.
Mm-mm. Yeah, the NL East, right? Like
Yeah,
the Braves, I think, still look like you said, like that. I mean, they have Acuna coming back too. Let's not forget that. I mean, they won the World Series without Acuna, so now he's coming back. I mean, that's a superstar right there. So the Braves look better. I mean, they could have really done nothing almost, and they would have improved. So, and that they got arms for days.
yeah.
And it's
you
like
look like Philadelphia got a
Phillies-
lot better. The
Yeah,
Mets
they'll
are just
that
spending a ton of
division's
money.
just gonna beat each other down, and whoever can probably survive the healthiest on the mound. You know, pitcher by heart guy. I think that's they got the Mets got a lot of there's a lot of veteran arms in that division now. I think that are like guys that can put a team on their back, like DeGrom, Scherzer. You're looking at Wheeler, Gibson gang. There's a lot. There's a lot. Of, Indiana boy. There's a lot of great, kind of salty arms in that division that I think can, put a team in a position to compete at the end of the year.
right? And then it's like you have the Marlins, who it's kind of like a wild card. I mean, they could improve. They got a lot of really young, talented arms, and I'm not expecting. I think they're going to the playoffs, but like they're not a pushover by any means right now.
Yeah. I mean, the Marlins are definitely. I mean,
All right, I have a little soft spot for the Marlins, but I'm just saying.
I mean, they're at the bottom of the list, but like they made the playoffs 2 years ago. It was a 60 game season, but they technically made it. I think what you can look at the Marlins and say like their young pitching staff, like if all those guys hit, or at least just if some of them hit, like Trevor Rogers, first off, right, looks excellent. And then like between Alcantara, Luzardo looks pretty good in spring training this year, which, everybody kind of wrote him off. But then you've got like Sixto Sanchez, Edward Cabrera, Max Meyer, those pitchers who were kind of there. They could do something. I mean, you never know. I don't that division's so stacked. I just don't see it happening.
They also have a great catcher in Jacob Stallings. Just putting it out there. Wonderful for the pitching staff. Something a very young pitching staff could use, much like, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
I haven't heard them mentioned any time tonight yet. How are we feeling about them? They hadn't been mentioned until now. You wanted that one. It was a layup.
Well, we mentioned the NL Central was bad, right?
Right.
And the Pirates are probably the worst of the bad. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Vegas, last time I had them, I saw they had over under 65.5 wins.
Yep.
I think that's pretty close. I could see them winning like 67, 68, maybe even 70, but just because the division's not great, like they'll win some games against the Reds and the Cubs, and
it seems like it gets worse every day. Right.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Sorry, Jake, but once the Reds, trade away another guy, it's like, all right, here's another win for every team in that division.
Yeah, so much about that competitive balance program they put in. Oops.
Yeah. Well, that was something we talk
Yeah.
about that all the time is, they got O'Neal Cruz. They got this stud prospect who just mashes balls. And like, there's this incentive now where like, if you have him on the opening day roster and he finishes in the top 2 rookie of the year, you get rewarded with a draft pick. And it's looking like they're not going to have him on the opening day roster. They're going to roll with the worst hitter in Major League Baseball, Kevin Newman. So we'll see. We'll see.
Right. I think it's clear. We talked about the Centrals, right? That's the White Sox. I think it's the Brewers. And then it's like after that, no one in the division is really much of anything. Like you said, the Twins are trying, but they're not really there. Like you could say that, the Cubs are trying, but I don't think that they're the St. Louis Cardinals are kind of trying. Hey, they got Pujols back. Like the Cardinals are going out like momentous, I guess. They got Wainwright on his last year, Molina. They brought Pujols back. So I don't know if they're really trying to win, but like they're trying to captivate fans' hearts.
The farewell tour. The tour is a hell of a tour this year, right?
They're
like
all
some AC/DC concert, right? So.
It's like AARP memberships.
Yeah,
I still can't believe that Adam Wainwright's pitching still. Like that dude, I thought he was gonna retire 5 years ago. But he's still been good.
That's the thing. He's competing.
Yeah, I think Yachty calls the game with his eyes closed though. Like that would be fun to like have grade A stuff and just follow Yachty's game plan and carve up a lineup. Like here we go. That's fun. Follow the leader.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like if you're Adam Wainwright and Yachty or Molina has been your catcher your entire career. It's been pretty good for him.
That's a good point. They both could probably do it with their eyes closed.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of crazy. Like, because you got to think this is their last year. Like all 3 of them. So like, I wonder if Pujols gets the whole Jeter and Ortiz treatment where everywhere he goes he gets like a little present or something. Yachty, same thing. I don't know. Who knows? Cardinals are weird. They got like a cult following.
Yeah, they do. Speaking of the NL Central and those Cubs, so here's Muntner, right? That Cubs fan we talked about. Go White Sox.
Yeah, let's go Sox. Get out of here with that Cubby stuff. See another 100 in how many years?
Was it like exactly 100? Maybe like 108 years or
107 or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Weird. But weird, like
I don't know. We can't talk much though. They haven't done. Pirates have it. It's been since 79, so not during my life.
Correct.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't, an entire century.
That's true. Like at least my dad was alive. Like my grandfather was alive.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I as far as like my picks, it's so hard to. Like spring training's come and gone. Basically, it's so quick this year. All the moves are happening right now. Like still trying to digest all the teams. But right, like I just feel like you joked about the Dodgers, right? We're just dismissing them. But like, how can you really bet against the Dodgers? As much as I'd rather see the Padres there, but someone's gonna take them out, right? They're gonna choke in the playoffs again some point, right? And then whoever that team is that we're all praying for, then like I'm down for like the Blue Jays and White Sox as well. Like whoever comes out of there, I think it'll be a fun series.
Yeah, like a Blue Jays or White Sox versus the Padres would be a pretty
that'd be
pretty
so
fun
good.
World Series. Because like that Padres Dodgers, what was that? Was that an NLDS 2 years ago where they just like went back and forth and back and forth? Like it was just must see TV. So yeah, let's do like a Padres Dodgers NLCS, White Sox, Blue Jays, and then let's do those four. See what happens.
For sure. It might be fun for that. I mean, Jarrod, you're partial. You might not have liked this World Series, but I could see a World Series like that going much like the Astros and Dodgers, where I mean it was just like crazy offense.
Yeah, it's a bop in AL. Like, I mean, shoot, it's like I think I had turned the other day that Toronto came on, and then before you know it, it's 3-0. You know, it's like double.
Right.
And you're sitting there like, what just happened? It's my second start. I'm supposed to go 5 next time and start the season in a week.
Yeah, that's true. Like you got pitchers who are trying to like build up, and it's like, you know, let me get to my 50 pitches, you know, before you start lighting me up.
All right. So then who's your takes for Cy Young?
Man, everybody keeps throwing all these righties out in DeGrom, but I want Max in Atlanta. Give me Max Fried. Give me Fried. Like, I need a lefty to jump out somewhere. Give me the lefty.
Nice. Okay.
And Max Fried had a hell of a year last year.
Yeah,
right.
He's kind of growing on that. Like,
yeah, that's definitely an under the radar pick. You know, you could even say like sticking with a lefty in that division. Like if Trevor Rogers kind of just grows on, you know, another really young lefty arm.
All right, I'm not putting up with this, Jim. You have his candy, you have his tops, reward chaser. I mean, this isn't real. You just wanted to pump your bags.
Also, DiNardo and I are in a Stratomatic league together.
Stop it.
And so he runs the Marlins. I run the Royals. And yeah, but I absolutely fleeced him in a deal last year for Trevor Rogers. Like he just gave him to me, basically. So yeah, anytime I can rub Trevor Rogers,
the other brother. You thought you were trading the other brother, or
what? Anytime I can rub Trevor Rogers in DiNardo's face, I'm doing it. So
listen, I was going for it. I got in the World Series. I didn't win, but I would like Trevor back. Yeah. I'll put it that way. Yes. No, I like the Max Fried though. That's like you said, a very underrated, and especially that we just talked about that division. I mean, Jesus, the pitcher's in there right now. So for him to come out and win it, that'd be dope.
Darvish has like Cy Young stuff. It's just when it kind of clicks all, and you know, from gate to gate, from the get go till the end. I think Darvish is just like it's in there. I think we've all been waiting for it. Sorry, Cubs fans.
Yeah, Darvish is another one. I think if we're doing NL though, like I gotta stick with. I mean, it's Jacob deGrom. Like if he can just stay healthy, he's just otherworldly, heads and shoulders, the best pitcher in baseball. Like if he's healthy, so it'd be hard for me. Like if I was betting on someone, it'd be hard for me to bet on anybody but deGrom in the NL.
Yeah, like I feel that way too. But it's just so crazy because health maybe plays a factor, and that's why he's not getting it. Then it's like, then how do you bet against his teammate and Max Scherzer? That's also there. But then again, like we're talking about the Mets, like that's why there's always something that's happening. Like they sucker me in every year, Jim. You know this, right? We do our over unders and our stuff. Like they suck me in every year. Like I fall in love with the Mets again. Like forget all this. This stuff isn't real. Like look at this team; it's going to be good, and then they're just not. So like I'm just officially in that. As good as they are, like something's going to happen to Max and something's going to happen to Jacob, and the Mets are going to win 87 games this year, which is still good, but like that's not expectations.
Yeah, that's probably about right on that call, though. I mean, I like it just because, like you said, the division beats each other up, and if a Cy Young comes out of that division, good for them. You know, they deserved it, they earned it, but My question would be, you think Ohtani can win the Cy Young? Like, is that feasible? You know, because everybody wants to kind of pull his MVP like it wasn't deserved. Like, come
That
on.
was well deserved.
Very well deserved
Yes.
MVP.
Yes.
I don't. I mean,
You know, there's people that want to question baseball people, but hey, I think if he wins 20 games, is it, you know, obvious, but
so I think the issue with Ohtani, like probably never winning Cy Young, is just because he does both. He's never going to get like the full season workload of like a starting pitcher. Like I think last year he had 23 starts. So like, can you really give a Cy Young to a guy? He had 130 innings last year, right? And I mean, he pitched great in those 130 innings, but like if you've got him at 130 and then you've got people like Garrett Cole who throw 220 and strike out 250 batters, like you got to give it to Cole, right? So I think that's what kind of holds him back for the Cy Young. But like as long as if he keeps doing this, and I don't know how long he can keep it up, like from like a longevity standpoint, but like if he can keep pitching well and hitting really well, like he's got to be like a shoe-in MVP player every year. Like the fact that he can put up, like if we're talking like WAR here, right? If he can be like a 5 WAR hitter plus a 3 WAR pitcher, like that's just insane. Just absolutely insane. Like that's so valuable to a team because he's only taken up 1 roster spot. And it's like, who's better than that? Like, you know, Mike Trout goes out there and, you know, Mike Trout can put up 10 more seasons when he's fully healthy. And yeah, then you have a conversation like who's better. But it's going to be tough to see Ohtani like get, like if he can keep doing it, it's going to be tough to kind of dethrone him as just like the most valuable player in baseball.
Right. You're right. I mean, I hated the argument against him last year, but honestly, like I was going to say here, I would have loved. I'm almost sad we missed the opportunity of Vlad having like a Triple Crown season and then not getting MVP because of Ohtani, because like that's how good Ohtani was. And like, has that done before? Like, has someone won a Triple Crown and then not gotten MVP? Like, that's just how crazy. So, like, what a year to do that in, right? Like, Vlad would go out, get a Triple Crown, and you think it's locked up because the season he had. And then here's Ohtani, who had what he had, and he wins MVP, which still I think would have been rightfully deserved. But it's just like, right, like he's so damn good. But I'm like on Jim's side, I just don't feel like he'll get the innings because I'm also partial to innings. Like they matter. You know, with the whole Burns situation, I was a Wheeler guy. Like I wanted Wheeler as my Cy Young candidate. That's who I would have picked. But I just feel like, right, like that's going to be his downfall. You know, he will pitch great, probably will, but he's not going to have the innings to accumulate to really do it when, like Jim said, if you have a Garrett Cole has 200 plus doing what he's doing, or you know other people, like just going to go work against them. But I guess we'll just have to settle for MVP again.
Yeah, you're buying bulk for the Cy Young, which, you know, I guess it's fair enough because, like, you know, that is what it is. You know, you're doing it on the mound. I mean, who says Ohtani doesn't go 15-0 or something, and then we get to make a really tough decision?
Like, listen, yeah, if he goes 15-0, like if he has 130 innings, but he has like a .089 ERA or something, like
yeah, here, have it.
You know,
come
right?
back
Like
next
there's
year.
still there's still a give and take there, but
yeah, if he's putting up like Pedro numbers, like Pedro Martinez numbers, like in his heyday, then you know we can maybe have that discussion. But
sure,
like right now he's pitching like a good number 2 starter, right? And he's doing it 20 to 25 times a year.
Yeah, I wonder if they bump that workload up this year, or they're just content with. I mean, I can't say content. You know, they're thrilled with what's going on. Yeah. So you'd have to assume something, you know, or he asks for more as a competitor. You know, if they're in it, they're in it. He's going to push. You know, that becomes a decision he's throwing in October, and that's, you know, he may get 20 starts pushing it. He needs 30. You know, he needs probably a good 30 to really push that, or 27 plus to push that side.
Yeah. I mean, who knows with you know Madden what he's going to do there. I feel like he's done a pretty good job with them so far. Like I mean, just based off of last year, like it was incredible. Nothing that we've ever seen before. And I think Muntner just said in the chat too, while we're talking about the Angels, like man, I would like we haven't really seen like a fully staffed Angels squad really since Otani's been there. Like Rendon, Trout, Otani all together, like performing at their highest potential. You know, we haven't seen that yet. And then when you add in kind of complimentary guys like Jared Walsh, Joe Adell, looks like he may finally be figuring it out right now too. He's looking really good in spring training. You know, like David Fletcher's solid under the radar guy too. The Angels could be a fun team to watch. Like, and they're always a fun team to watch just because of who plays for them. But like, they could actually, I think, be good if everybody can figure out a way to stay on the field.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I don't know. It's just sad too because I feel like the Angels are all like they have Mike Trout and no one knows who Mike Trout is and no one cares and like all this stuff. But like speaking of that too, like I think Anthony Rendon, like he's like a forgotten person too. I mean, how good is he? But we just haven't really seen him, with the Angels. So right, like he comes back and healthy, like he can kind of reestablish himself. Like, hey, I'm Anthony Rendon. Remember me? And this is how crazy it is. Like you already have Trout and Otani there. Like he doesn't have to be the guy. So right, like that lineup could be, pretty damn lethal. Honestly, that's those three guys in a lineup. If they're clicking,
it's always the same thing for them. Is that they're so top heavy that the depth just eats them alive at the end of the year. You go out and spend $100 million on 3 players. It just hurts. It's hard to build.
Right.
I was thinking of who else is in that division. So that is a wide open division this year. I think Oakland kind of cashed in their chips. LA is gonna hinge on health. Seattle. Great crab legs, great place to play. You know how it is.
Seattle's
are you not buying in?
Where, Seattle played really well down the stretch last year, and like if Kelenic is the real deal, Julio Rodriguez coming up at some point this year. I think pitching is probably ultimately going to be the Mariners thing. Like they gotta figure the pitching out, but like they almost made the playoffs last year. They were like real close.
Selling. Still selling.
I'm like, the look's telling us right there. You don't have to go any further.
Still selling.
And so like Astros are probably going to take a step back, losing Correa.
But Verlander,
they're still going to be good though. Like still going to be good.
Yeah, I just find that they've kind of like intimidated a lot of that division recently. They played bully ball to a lot of teams in the division, and kind of has worked.
Mm-hmm.
Bully trash can ball.
I'm going to go on a limb here right now and say Seattle Mariners are winning the AL West. I'm doing it. I'm saying it.
That's the bourbon.
Jim is the only one drinking right now. So
Mariners, Seattle, all the way. You look, Kelenic, Rodriguez. They're gonna be lethal.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Seattle could be that fun team. Especially Jarrod. I'd love to see him come up.
Well, they just got Jesse Winker. Just got Jesse Winker too.
Mm-hmm. Like that outfield could be pretty legit.
Solid team. Yeah.
If things click, of course, right? Jared started off the show talking about prospects, so they do, and I get it.
Yeah.
But like, those are some fun prospects to have.
Yeah,
a lot.
Shot.
I have a J-Rod, candy moment. So help me out here too if he clicks.
A lot rides on Kelenic. Kelenic's got to be good. Another guy though we didn't mention before, but like he's another one I'd be looking forward to his candy. NFC too.
Yeah, good call on that. That swing's so sweet. I like watching him swing. He's a fun guy to watch hit.
Yeah. So Billy, apparently around the same area. He's throwing out names here too. Bill Collins, he's the ump when you pitched in Norwalk.
Typo, Norwell, but yes, Norwell. Northeast Indiana, Fort Wayne area.
Nice.
Northeast Indiana. Is that like by Warsaw? How close to Warsaw, Indiana?
Warsaw's kind of central. We're like northeast corner. We're kind of like take Chicago and run us east, and we can take that 80-90.
Okay, so then you're right there by Chicago then. That makes sense. All the ties.
Yeah,
So-
we're there.
Are you in like that area that can't get any baseball games then?
The Nashville, yeah.
No, up oh well, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
we're at
we're-
now.
we're
But no,
here.
that area up there, obviously where I guess you're originally from. Is that part of that like triangular area that just can't get any baseball games because you're all like within everyone's networks and stuff?
Yeah, you're kind of. I mean, yeah, your MLB.com blackout package,
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
That sucks.
I think it's like weird. It's the old school way to watch a game. You know, they want you to go out, see it at a bar, see it out, or be there and kind of. But you know, times have changed. Like we were talking about earlier, you're gonna possibly sit next to on deck circle in your Oculus at some
Yeah.
point. So you know, it's gonna be there. The package is gonna have to open up for baseball fans to just continue to grow in that area. I mean, like we talked about, St. Louis cult following, Chicago, you know, Midwest people are nuts about baseball. It is what it is.
Well, there's nothing
Could've
else for us
stopped
to
at
do.
nuts.
If you can't shoot baskets, you love baseball.
Yeah, right.
Right. So, yeah. So we talked a bit about baseball, talked candy. I want to talk a little about. I mean, you're kind of involved in a project here with Frontyard Baseball. We want to talk about some nostalgia there, right? Backyard baseball. So, give me Pablo Reyes all day long, but everyone want to be Pablo. But go ahead, talk to us a little bit about Frontyard Baseball as well.
Yeah, no, like you mentioned, the nostalgia of everybody playing and it instantly being, you know, what we remember growing up on and playing and on meeting the, you know, the people involved with the project and noting that, you know, what they're doing is going back into the community. And so we're involved with some local teams here in Nashville, and they've been fortunate to put me in a position to create some custom NFTs and sell and donate and keep. So, you know, I think the cool part is they're also developing a pretty, you know, damn cool product with a play to earn and being on back on, you know, a network to simulate a little bit of baseball and get that nostalgia back of backyard baseball. And, you know, I think the projects that are, you know, it's like everything else. You don't buy the business, you buy the people. And I've really enjoyed the people that, you know, they've been a part and they're, you know, close to the community, and you know, it's baseball people that are helping other baseball people.
So you have your own character in there too, right?
Yeah, I end up with keeping with a robot, selling a ninja, and I sold the A's player. You know, you can have the A's player and the ninja, and I kept the robot, me.
Nice.
Astronaut robot, we'll call it what we want.
There we go.
Big time there. Got your own NFT.
Hey mom, I made it, right?
That's when you know you had your moment in 2022 when you had your own NFT.
Yeah, when you have your one of one NFT, that's a big deal. Big deal.
Right.
Yeah,
no, I like that.
Keep it going. Yeah, it's a cool project. Definitely check it out.
And we started the show talking about like NFTs and the whole space and like where it's going to be. You know, I think this game kind of highlights it. You mentioned yourself, like play to earn, right? And I just feel like that's going to be such a huge thing. Personally, no financial advice, right? So I'll say that.
No,
but
Zed Run set us a pretty good blueprint of possibilities.
And I just think like that's what's going to be blowing up here soon as well. So, but like think about like, you know, all the kids are playing Fortnite now for free, right? Put some money in our pockets. I'm about to start adopting some kids.
Right. Tech school.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna play some Frontyard Baseball now. Let's get you guys good. Make me some money. But yeah, like I definitely see like that play to earn like blowing up here.
Definitely. Yeah. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and hopefully it grows to, you know, be a part of something that the future can, you know, grasp onto and stay around for a little bit.
Right.
Definitely.
So what other NFTs you've been eyeing, dabbling, or, you know, you've asked us, like, what are you looking forward to with the candy drop?
Me? I mean, I'm looking forward to my first one of one. Pack one. You know, I'm really looking forward to that crazy pull, and I'm gonna video record probably all the packs. I think it's, you know, it's something that's gonna be fun to go crazy over and post, and kind of everybody, the community is gonna follow each other, and drive it. I think we've mentioned about every player in the league that we're looking forward to. So
That's true.
maybe at some point it's a legendary player. Like you get an old Hall of Famer, or there at some point it's an old school guy. I think
Yeah.
there's always the variation that I love. It's just cool to always keep it kind of fresh and like keep chasing different people and growing the habit.
Right.
Yeah, I think like a legend series would be kind of fun. So it looks like we've got this what's the name? What's the official name of this one? Like first lineup or something? Opening lineup or
now I forget what it is.
Yeah,
hold on.
do you have it up?
I don't. Wait, I thought I did. Crap. Hold on. They don't listen to us for the information. Trust me.
Yeah, that's good. We're not good with information, but whatever it's called, like it's meant for like it's almost like their version of like a series 1.
It's the lead-off series.
The lead-off series. There we go. So we got this lead-off series, and this will take us through June.
Yeah,
July. June or July.
So once again, it is June 14th and June 21st.
All right. So this will take us through June.
Lineup number 4.
And then what do you have in July? You have the All-Star game, right? So maybe you have like another All-Star series. Then at the end of July, you've got a trade deadline. So maybe you do like a traded or like an update type series
with fresh faces.
Yeah. Like, Top Shot just came out with fresh threads, right, for the players traded. So, maybe something similar to that, something in their new uniform. So, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities for this year. And then, like, we still have prospects. Like, we've already seen them do one sort of uncut diamonds. Do they expand upon that? Do they do like a top 100 type deal, or do they stick with like one per team? A lot of things they could do.
Still waiting to see what jerseys do.
Jerseys, yeah. Who knows what's going on there?
If you're listening.
Yeah, there's no one in the chat right now watching that couldn't tell us right now.
Yeah. I don't even think they know yet, though. They just know it's gonna be something. They'll tell us at some point, but
I feel like they have a really, really good idea that's narrowed down to. But we'll never know until they tell us. We're all dying,
right?
But yeah, I'm excited for all that. Like I said, like it's kind of cool. Like we're getting an idea what's happening. We have the show. We're talking to Jarrod, right? I mean, they had this big drop. We haven't even talked anything about it. I feel, which is funny. But yeah, like they're doing these lineups. They have 4 lineups, 8 total drops. April 12th, the 19th, May 3rd and May 10th, May 24th and 31st, and of course, as we mentioned, June 14th and 21st. There's different ways of getting the different tiers, right, to get early access. So check that out. If you have like certain collections and such, right, you can get early access to these drops. I myself, as we mentioned, right, we got the uncut gems, so we got tier 1 for it. With all this said, right, so like we said, we kind of see an idea how they're doing it. All these are on Tuesdays, so maybe, right, like Jim said, then a next series is coming out and they're doing something different. And you mentioned too, like that's what really interests me. I can't wait for like some type of legendary drop, when or how it's going to happen. But if there is a player I do want to get, right, to collect, it's Ken Griffey Jr. Like I gotta have Ken Griffey Jr. in my candy lineup somewhere.
I'm with you. I mean, that's come on, give me the kid.
Right.
It's easy.
But that's I'm really excited. It's upcoming. What do you have in your lineup right now? Anything you want to share? Anything special?
I don't like to share as much because then I like to splash them in the market. I mean, I'm holding on to a few Bobby Witt Juniors just because.
Okay.
He might be my rookie of the year shot call, and it's crazy because like I collect Bassett's and Wendell's because they're buddies, and it is what it is. So everybody hate on it, say what you want, but supporting my friends and buddies and being a part of it.
So you can't support the team though. Like when I bring up the Marlins, you want to trash them?
Yeah, I did go crazy buying Blades though. I'm in Nashville, so Vandy boy. I bought a bunch of Blades. I bought Reynolds. I actually bought all the Vandy boys. So took a shot on those guys and was able to scoop a few of those up. Yeah. Brian Reynolds, sorry guys, gonna be gone soon, but
let's hope not. I just picked up the Brian Reynolds jersey number. So that was like that was my main purchase last week. So
sweet.
yeah,
Congrats.
that was a fun one. I've been eyeing it for a while because it like keeps getting posted every single night. And then I saw it. I was like, it's finally at a number I'm comfortable with. Let's go for it. So.
Yep. You're welcome, by the way, Jim.
I was gonna say, you're welcome. My wife posts that thing every night at 7:30 p.m. Finally, somebody.
That's fun. Yeah. No, this is awesome. So, future show coming on, rip some packs, maybe.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. That's easy.
Nice. I can't wait. I got the itch. Someone's been talking to, like, is there like a site out there to like imitate pack ripping for MLB, like for Candy or something?
What we did actually one night, which was pretty cool. I had some friends over and we were drinking, and I screen mirrored it on the big screen and just opened it up and kind of involved everybody and had a little, cheer for a couple pulls and had to, that's a good pull to a few people that didn't know it, So yeah,
nice.
It was a pretty cool little thing we did.
Nice. Yeah, and I think the other thing too, it's not so much like collecting the players, but it's just that, and that's why I like Candy, like the way they do the drops too as well. But like knowing what rarity you got before it's open, I think that's what's even more exciting, like the player itself, right? Just like, oh my God, I got a rare, I got an epic, or right, if I get that legendary, like you mentioned, right? Because like at that point, I don't even care who it is, Yeah. But I think that's the other thing too. It's like not even so much like the player so much. It's just like hitting on something like that. The rare tiers, just that type of excitement. And then of course, your Jim who gets the rare and it is, Tatis. Jim, tell Jarrod about your first pack.
Why did I know it was going to be a first pack? I didn't know you were going to say
that. Literally first pack. Like we got on here. We did it was our first episode. It was our first episode ever. I share my screen, rip open the first pack. The first icon is Trout. It's a Trout core. Yeah, it goes Trout, and then Tatis, Trout Tatis, and I don't remember who.
It was the rare Tatis.
No, the rare Tatis was later on.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't first pack. Two Tatis.
It was core Tatis, core Trout though in first pack. So I'll take that. It was a $50 pack.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Like even today with like the market at its lowest, as it kind of just levels off at like its lowest point, you want to look at it. It's $50 pack, and just right there, it's like $1,500 just in 2 cards.
Yeah, it was a solid pack.
Yeah. I hate Jim.
Must be something, we're a live share. We're all gonna pull. We're all pulling now.
I'm down. Sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't get any legendaries live yet, so that'd be pretty nice.
No, FD did though. He said he stared at it for 10 minutes before he.
I was gonna say, my reaction. You guys might see me later. Before screen that legendary comes up. Bye phone.
The stream just gets that message, right? We'll be back shortly.
Like if there's a legendary, I mean, because like sometimes I'll do these things and like I'll be like wearing my boxer shorts. I won't even have pants on. So hopefully I'm wearing pants that night. All
right, so Jim, you're required on these days to wear pants. April 12th,
I'm wearing pants. I am wearing
19th.
Pants tonight.
That's the bourbon.
Oh
yeah,
man,
definitely next. I mean, I think if we do a pack open, I'm gonna crack a fresh bottle of bourbon open and go in. I got a few that I've been waiting open.
Nice. Well, then you have to hit a legendary.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Or find the answer somewhere down in that bottle.
There you go. By the end of the night, you'll be seeing a legendary.
I'll see legendaries.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely have to do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We can do like some like pack rip parties type of deal.
Yeah, definitely. get them more than, everybody will have a different song in the background. We'll have guys walking out to their walkouts to rip their packs.
There we go. Like intro
like
music.
that.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, it's a good segue. WWE announced today partnership with Fnatic. So we're going to have WWE candy NFTs down the road. So are you a WWE fan at all, Jarrod?
Back in the day, I grew up a little bit of it, and I think grew out of it. So, I could probably name you about 3 guys that are still wrestling. If not, they're probably, somewhere still campaigning like they're a wrestler. But I think it's a crazy popular sport. It's one of those like going live is second to none. There's some of those things where like it's an event that you gotta go to.
Yep.
Whether it's it's one on that list of sporting events and entertainment. It's hard to get elsewhere.
I'm kind of upset because I think I was planning on so I was kind of in the same boat. Like I was a wrestling fan as a kid growing up, like Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, like that era. Then I got out of it, but then like 3 or 4 years ago, for some reason, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start watching this again. And it was awesome. It's like a soap opera, but for dudes. Like it's great. I love watching it. But then when COVID happened and like they stopped going in front of crowds, it was a little weird. And so I stopped watching it, but I need to get back into it. Now that they're back in front of crowds, I need to catch back up. But no, I had my Sasha Banks sunglasses. I was going to put on for when we started talking, and I left them upstairs.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Boxers.
I don't know. Boxers, sunglasses.
Yeah, I feel like I'm Jarrod. I was really, really into wrestling as a kid. Like I was the 4 or 5-year-old kid just nonstop yelling and arguing with my dad. How can this be fake? Like, look what he just did. Look, there's blood, right? And then you realize it's fake. You're like, oh, I kind of got out of wrestling. But then like I was drawn back into it, as you're talking about like with Cold Stone and The Rock and all that. It just
Cold Stone's ice cream.
Stone Cold. Yeah, actually kind of into that too. Cold Stone's pretty legit. but yeah, I just got like suckered back into it. And you're right. I went to an event in Pittsburgh and it was amazing. But then I got out of it again.
Out of it.
Right.
You walked out of the arena.
Yeah, it was like then, high school started. I was like, all right, I'm done again.
It's one of those things though where like you can just like pick it back up. Like even though like they're in the middle of storylines and stuff, you can just go right into it and usually not miss a beat.
Yeah. But it's on candy. It's going to be an NFT. And I might start collecting it again. Just like I've done racing and I've done every other thing I have no idea about. It's there. So I might be back into wrestling soon enough.
Yeah, we're big NASCAR guys now, right?
Yeah, we've all dove into NASCAR. I mean,
got all 3 of my chasers.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, I think there's really not much going on in the chat as far as questions. Anything else you had, Jim, or anything else you want to say, Jarrod, talk about?
Man, no, I think the future is going to be cool to jump back on here and grow kind of whatever's going and keep plugging, chugging along. And we're all fans of sports. And I think, we're excited to see what baseball's got this year. We've been, like you said, we started the show talking about itching and, we're finishing it with that game still on. I think that's the cool part.
Right. I'm with you. I can't wait. Like everything's just about to come together finally. Baseball, the candy drops. Like it's gonna be so fun this year. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to the season. So should be real fun.
Can't wait to do this again. So once again, appreciate it, Jarrod, coming on, talking.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Yep, and I feel bad for everyone watching the next time we're on when we each get a legendary.
Yeah,
it sucks for all of them.
It's gonna happen.
That's it. Well, once again, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.